All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this week's Vendasta webinar. Today is Thursday, September 12th, and we are broadcasting live from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Today's webinar is all about a new marketplace product that we just released this week. Lightswitch Videos is a white label video production service that covers all 50 states in the US. My name is Cam, Product Marketing Manager here at Vendasta, and joining me today is Bryce Anderson, Chief Revenue Officer from Lightswitch Video. Thanks for joining us, Bryce.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so just a few reminders. Again, before we begin, we will be answering questions towards the end. So if you have any questions at any point, just leave a chat. We'll get to them, we promise. And if for some reason we're not able to answer it, then I'll personally follow up with you after the webinar. So we're all looking forward to hearing about Lightswitch. So Bryce, let's get started.
All right, I'll just take over sharing here.
For sure.
Is everybody seeing my screen?
Looks great, Bryce.
Excellent. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today, and good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're located. Like Cam said, my name is Bryce Anderson. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer here at Lightswitch Video. I've been working with companies making videos all across the United States, Western Europe, and many more countries for the past 5 years now. And to give you a basic idea of who we are, we're a video production partner that helps you bring production to your clients and open up new video opportunities for advertising anywhere in the United States. So how that works is we have a nationwide network of actually at this point, over 15,000 videographers and different crew members who are locally based in cities in different states across the US. We've worked with all these people before on previous shoots. They've been vetted by us. They're vouched for by us. And they go out, they film your productions, they direct on site, and then they actually send all the footage back to our headquarters in Chicago, Illinois, where we coordinate both pre-production and post-production and anything else in between. So we're there for you, whether you need a quick and simple footage capture in San Francisco, or if you've got a week-long television show production in the middle of Nebraska. We have very, very wide-reaching capabilities in all US markets. But we would be somewhat of a hypocrite if we talked about the benefits of video production services, but didn't have a video about ourselves. So here's a video to learn a little bit more about Lightswitch.
Did you know that by 2019, video is expected to account for 74% of mobile web traffic? Get ahead of the competition by creating a video today. We make video production easy. To get started, simply pick a video shoot date at least 2 weeks from today. We'll then help you get all your ideas written down and handle the video shoot and edit. 10 days after your shoot date, you'll have high-quality video that you can share on social media, your website, or anywhere else you'd like. We do big-name video at a cost little guys can afford. Call now.
So that's us. That's Lightswitch Video. We produce video in all 50 states, and our goal really when we work with agencies, digital marketers, publishers, online media companies, whoever it is that we're working with, our goal is to essentially be your in-house video team, but that's located out of in-house. So we want to be your true partner to help you with concepts, to help you with storyboarding if need be, and to help you have a successful video production for your client so that you can then open up more services to your clients, and then through those video services, new opportunities for advertising purchases as well. So you might be asking yourself, what can we do? Video is a pretty broad spectrum of services. And this is just a small sampling of what we're capable of, but we do everything from testimonials to TV commercials. We have FAA certified drone videographers in all 50 states, cooking videos, DIY videos, full-length television shows, We also do things like animation, motion graphics work, HTML5 banner design, and Google Street View trusted tours. Those are not listed directly within the Vendasta platform, but if it is something that you've got clients looking for, please reach out to us and we'll get it sorted out through Vendasta as well. And when we talk about capabilities, I want to make a clear delineation up front between photo and video, because this is one of the most common questions we get asked is, when your videographer is out there on site capturing some footage, can they also take some headshots, or can they take some scenic photography? And the answer is usually no, because the equipment for producing video and photography is often the same equipment, but the expertise between the two different skills is vastly different. Most videographers just do video, and most photographers just do photography. So if there is a case where you're going to want to do both photography and videography as a part of a project on site, we're typically going to send out 2 different individuals to capture each one of those elements. So just like to make that clear, because we get asked that by just about everybody. So I'm going to show you some examples of different types of advertisements we've done to give you an idea of capabilities, but we do thousands of productions every single year. So if you have a client that's looking for something really specific, please reach out to us. We love sending examples and showing off what we've done, especially if it's going to help you be successful with one of your clients. We've done videos for things like psychics and dog walkers and every single thing in between that. So we've probably got an example that matches what it is you're looking for. But this example here is just sort of your demo standard ad, very, very salesy for a paint product.
If you want to paint like the pros, touch the tape, gel tape. It's the world's best paint barrier tape. All it takes is one touch of gel tape's patented polyurethane seal to understand how it works. Gel tape leaves walls looking crisp and professional. No more smeared edges. Doing it right the first time saves you time and money. Gel tape works great on everything, from brick to smooth surfaces. Paint like the pros. Touch the tape. gelseal.com.
So very simple infomercial style ad. We set up essentially a demo wall and did some paint samples, filmed that over about the course of a half day.
If you want...
We also do a lot of profiles and testimonials. This is probably the most popular type of video we do, where we're sitting down with an expert or a customer to talk about their experience with the product, or to provide a testimonial for a client's product.
Wyoming Behavioral Institute is very essential to the fight against mental health issues. Because it's centrally located, I think it has a unique position to improve people's access to mental health.
In this case, what we did is we came on site and we actually filmed 6 different testimonials. And then when we delivered them to the client, we delivered 6 60-second versions that were a little bit longer for their YouTube and their webpage. And then we also did short cut downs like this one that are 15 seconds that will be used on newspaper websites, online media sites, as well as YouTube pre-roll. The second most popular type of video we probably do is for real estate. This is an example of a real estate client we work with where we went out and we filmed about a 90-second overview of the community, but then we also made quick social cuts for their Instagram page as well. And this is an example of that Instagram version. All the music in there is provided by us. We went out there, we captured the aerial footage, we captured the indoor footage, and then we obviously cut it square here since they're going to be sharing it on Instagram. As we'll talk about later, when you're putting together a video shoot, you want to have these things in mind ahead of time. You want to know where the videos are going to be used so that when we're framing things on site and filming, we can make sure that it's easily cut into a square frame if we know they then want to share it on Instagram. Here's a quick show of some of the aerial footage capabilities.
Ozarks Federal Savings and Loan, the homeowners bank, believes in maintaining relationships with its customers. Established in 1930, Ozarks Federal is a mutual thrift where our customers are the owners and our experienced staff.
One thing I like about this is it uses sort of a combination of a lot of our skills. You've got aerial footage, you've got ground footage, you've got a voiceover that we had recorded according to a script that they provided us. And you also have them providing some imagery. So that image of the old bank was sent to us by the client. We can use both footage we capture, both footage that's provided to us, or a combination to create videos for clients. All right, so let's talk about, we've got pretty wide capabilities, and hopefully if you're questioning if there's something we can do, please reach out to us. We're happy to give you some answers. But if you're not expert in selling video or it's something that's new to you, let's talk about, why somebody would want to use video as a marketing tool as opposed to any other format. And the truth of the matter is, video is just like any other form of marketing. It's about getting your message out there. It's about clarifying what your company provides. It's just a different format, and the format has some specific advantages. One thing we like to emphasize is that video is not an add-on. It shouldn't be something where you're trying to get an extra few dollars out of a budget, so you say, let's throw in a video. Video should always be core to the solution for the client. So it's always consultative and solution-based. It should be really, if they answer yes to any of these questions that we're going to walk you through, then video might be a good solution for them. But video should never be just produced because the client thinks, hey, video could be kind of neat. It should always be serving another marketing need and be working within a larger marketing plan. So one of the biggest questions that everybody's asking with marketing and not just video is, are people finding you? So video is very, very effective at helping people to find you, especially with digital marketing today. 1 billion hours of video are watched on YouTube every single day. And this would just shows you that, people used to always be watching TV stations, whereas in today's day and age, they're shifting to digital platforms. They're watching on Hulu and YouTube and Vimeo and Wistia and all these other OTT platforms. So by producing video, you're able to, with Lightswitch specifically, you're able to shape it for these digital platforms as well as, if need be, for TV platforms, and you're reaching all the eyes you possibly can. It's also really, really effective for things like SEO. So if you have a video on your webpage, ideally you've got multiple videos, but just by having that one video on your webpage, you're 53 times more likely to show up in the top Google search results, which is huge. And the big reason for that, or a couple reasons, is that one, YouTube is owned by Google, and Google likes things that are owned by Google. So by having your video hosted on YouTube and on your webpage, Google's really going to like that. The other thing is that Google sees it as a more data-rich piece of content. So they're seeing that as a more valid piece of information, a more valuable piece of information than, say, text or images. So they're going to rank that higher. And the other thing is, of course, when you have a video on your site, more people are going to engage with your site. They're going to interact with it. And then if they start watching video, they're going to stick around on your site longer than they would if there's not a video. All of that helps SEO and shows Google that this is a worthwhile site. This is something that people are getting desired information from, so we're going to move it up the ranks. The other great thing about video is that you're not pulling one over on people. They actually really like video. 72% of people prefer to get their information through a video rather than other sources. So you're actually giving them the information they want in the format they prefer. So on that same note of SEO, is your website working? Is it actually converting people? Is it educating people? Is it serving its purpose? By having a video on your site, you keep customers on your site for 60% longer than if you do not have a video on your site. And the more video you have on your site, the longer you keep people on. I always compare it to sort of like fun-sized candy bars. If there's one really, really long video, which is like a full-size candy bar, people might not sell the way through it. But if you have 10 short videos, people might get addicted and end up watching 3, 4, 5 of those videos before they leave the site, which is just great for people sticking around and boosting your SEO. It also converts. So if you have a video on your site, you get 66% more leads than those that do not have video on your site. And that's because people trust the information they get from video more so than any other format. They trust it to educate them, and they trust it honestly to sell to them. And I think of the last time that I went out was shopping for a car, I watched probably around 100 different car review videos on YouTube because I trusted those to give me the information I need. And when people trust you and they've been educated by the video on your site, they're more willing to take action and fill out a lead form or a contact form. This leads to 80% more conversions on your site too. So they're filling out those forms because they feel comfortable taking that action after a video. And so one example I always like to share with this is Zappos.com. And you'll see these on Amazon.com as well now, but Zappos sort of led the way. And they actually built out a whole film studio and have a huge video staff on site because they noticed that a noticeable uptick in people not just adding items to the cart, but actually checking out items when there is a video showing you the items. And as you can see here,
what's
it's not
happening,
a very
guys?
exciting video. It's just somebody showing you the
We're
shoe,
checking out the
talking about
classics
the
with
materials of the
Bob
shoe.
Megan.
They'll walk around in the shoe. But just by having this video, it gives viewers the confidence to say, you know what, I'll check out this $50 item and I'll actually add it to my cart and make a purchase. We see the same thing with real estate. If there's a video on the listing, it gets 4 times as many inquiries. For recruitment pages, if you've got a video for the recruitment page, you get 36% more applicants than if it does not have a video. So going on building trust and learning via video, video is very, very powerful for helping prospects understand what you do if you have sort of a confusing business model, or your model is something like, say, dentistry or financial advice, where it's more about trusting the individual than it is about the services. And 97% say that video helps them understand what is being offered over any other format. And 95% of video viewers recall the call to action on a video, specifically videos shown online. So by putting the video out there, you're getting in people's heads in the way that they prefer, better than any other format. So if those are problems that your clients are having, video is a great way to help them solve those problems. So if you've got a client who's looking for some video production, what do you do? What are the next steps? The first thing I'll say, and I'll reiterate this again later, is it's never too early in the process to give us a call. The only times clients are not happy with video production is when the expectations were not set well ahead of time. So by getting us on the call, we can listen to the client and help you deliver a package to them that's going to meet all their needs without overcharging them. And so we always want to get involved early to help with pre-production so that the client is happy at the end of the day. General timelines for getting something like this done. We really only need a week's notice to schedule a shoot just about anywhere in the United States. Of course, we always appreciate more notice. So if you know something's coming up in a month, we'd prefer the month's notice to the 5 days, but we can move really pretty quickly to get something scheduled. Once we've shot the video, we'll always give you the first draft of the video or videos, if we shot multiple, within 2 weeks of the shoot date. That's 10 business days. Once the clients have given us their notes on what they want changed or tweaked about the first versions, we'll always make those revisions within 1 week of getting those clients' notes. So really, if you're very, very fast at scheduling and then getting feedback from clients, you can get a video completed within 30 days. The steps for you are basically going to be to go into Vendasta and activate our product on the platform. Then you're going to activate our standard package, which is the starting point, and any other add-ons you might need. These are things like additional time for the shoot, additional edits of the video after the shoot is done, adding aerial footage, things like that. You're going to fill out our order form, which is going to include really, really important information we need to know, like where is the shoot happening, when is it happening, and what day, things like that that are essential for us to even begin the process. And then once we have that information, our team will start working on getting someone booked for the shoot itself, but we'll also reach out to you because we assume there's more to the video shoot than just knowing when and where to be, and we'll help to download all that creative information from you so that we're meeting the client's needs on the shoot as well. And a part of that, what that is what we're trying to determine is basically what is the message? How are they going to deliver it? So is somebody speaking to the camera? Is it an animation? Is it a voiceover? So how's that message being delivered? Who are we targeting? This is important to know because in the digital age, you can be super, super focused on exactly who you're targeting. With YouTube breakdowns, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram breakdowns of demographics, we can make a separate ad for 100 different demographics and then only show it to people within those demographics. So we want to know that ahead of time so that when we're out there filming, we can shape the message depending on who we're showing it to. And then in the edit, we can also shape the message to who's going to be seen. And then when we're talking about who we're targeting, we also want to think about where the video is going to be shown. So if they want to advertise the video on their YouTube, their webpage, and Facebook, that's going to be different if they're just going to put the video on, say, Hulu or programmatic. We always want to know that ahead of time so we can plan for the edits, and then we can plan to capture the content day of to be shaped for all those platforms. But once we know that and how many videos are needed, that's going to help us determine how long of a shoot is needed. If you need any extra crew beyond one individual running videography, audio, and directing, whether any extra equipment is needed, like a gimbal or a slider or anything like that. And then, of course, we want to know due date. If the clients need things faster than a normal turnaround, we can typically do that for an extra cost, but it's really, really helpful to know that stuff ahead of time. But once you've submitted your order, when we reach out, these are the things that we're going to be trying to learn from you so that we can have a successful video shoot. Once again, it's never too early in the process to reach out to us. It sounds like a lot of information, and if you don't have the experience with video, it's hard to judge what can be accomplished in what amount of time. We're happy to help with those conversations. We're also happy to hop on a call with a client and act as a representative of your company, as well as our videographers will when they're on site. So please reach out to us if you have any questions or need some help. But if you're stubborn and don't want to reach out, here are some general tips as you're prepping a client for a video shoot. Generally, you don't want to do more than 2 interviewees per hour, ideally 1 per hour, but if they're on a crunch, you can typically do 2 per hour. You always want to leave plenty of time for B-roll. If you're unfamiliar, B-roll is that support footage that goes along with, if I'm someone speaking on camera and I'm talking about giraffes, the B-roll would be the footage of giraffes that shows while I'm talking. But you want to leave plenty of time for that because you may think that your individual is a compelling speaker and somebody can just watch them sit and talk for a while. That's generally not the case no matter how compelling you are, so you always want to leave time for that B-roll. Remember that location changes take 30 to 45 minutes. Our videographer will need to take everything down and then reset up the new location. So we can do location changes, but just make sure you're factoring that into the time for the video shoot. And then you can always do more with a second crew member. It's always a good idea, if budget allows, to have a producer on site to help just everything go smoother. They can be coordinating other interviewees while one is happening. They can be setting up a second camera and operating a second camera. They could even be shooting simultaneously somewhere else. So you can always accomplish more with a second crew member if budget allows. So on the day of the shoot, you've reached out to us, you've determined the need, you've given the scope of work to the client, they've signed off, and we've scheduled a video shoot. What's going to happen the day of is that the videographer will typically arrive 15 to 30 minutes early. They should be setting up by the time the shoot date is started and be ready to shoot. They will act as a representative of your brand. So if you're running Bryce Marketing, they can say, I'm the video team with Bryce Marketing. They're also happy to say we work with their partner Lightswitch. It's really, really up to you. You do not have to attend the shoots. Our videographers are very, very competent at running the show and acting as a director and videographer. So if you have got some pressing matters during that time, it's not necessary to attend. I would always encourage it, however. I think it's a good idea to spend more time with your clients and just to see the process. But we generally recommend, if you do attend the shoot, that you ask, that you defer to the judgment and they defer to the expertise of our videographers. They know what they're doing and they can guide the shoot. They'll direct the whole day, they'll capture all the footage, and then they send all that footage back to us in Chicago, where we will put together the videos for you. Once the videos are ready, you'll get a notification and you'll be in our system, basically whitelisted through Vendasta. And you can place all your feedback from your clients directly into this portal. We ask that you put it into this portal rather than email us, because if it's in this portal, it doesn't get lost. It goes directly to the editor that's assigned on the project. And we can assure you that your revisions will get done in the allotted time because all the feedback is in one spot. You can watch the videos here. You can also grab a quick link that you can share with your clients so that the client does not have to log in. And then once they're happy with the video, you can download the video directly from this portal after clicking approve this video. So it's the one-stop shop to get all your revisions, feedback, and versions of the video out to you. So let's talk about kind of the pricing and how things break down and how our costs work. Everything is going to start with the standard package. And this is just a great way to shoot. We don't typically recommend anything under 4 hours for the video shoot, unless it's going out to just capture some really, really simple B-roll or like a quick statement. 4 hours is typically the minimum you want to shoot. but they're going to come out with a one-member crew. So it's a videographer who'll come out with a tripod, a lighting kit, microphone, everything that's needed to run a nice production. At the end of the day, you'll get an edit of up to 30 seconds of that video. You'll get a professional voiceover recording if need be. We can meet whatever requirements you have, male, female voice, excited, somber, whatever type of description of voice you're looking for. It'll also include a standard graphics package, and what that means is we'll put nice titles on there. We'll do an animated logo and title card, a nice end card. We'll also put lower thirds text on throughout. Basic things you would expect of a professional video production. We'll also include music and 2 rounds of revisions per video. So the client can come back to us twice and say, please change this, please change this. What some people like to do is have 1 round of revisions for their agency and a 2nd round of revisions for the client. That's totally up to you. You can also build your own custom production. So you can add on additional half-day crew members. Producer or director would be somebody who could operate a 2nd camera but would not be the primary videographer and could be coordinating behind the scenes. A DP or director of photography or videographer is essentially a cameraman who can capture the shots. A production assistant is there who would be for a larger crew who needs to maybe run and get coffees or lunches, or be setting up cameras and things while the shoot's going on. And then a photographer is, of course, a photographer. If you do want to capture videos and photos, once again, we recommend bringing out 2 people. You basically here have a half-day rate and a full-day rate. A half-day is typically 4 hours, whereas a full day is 8 to 10 in some cases. You also have then your editing add-ons. So part 1, you're finding what crew you need to capture the necessary content. The second thing you put on there is the edits. So do they want 4 1-minute edits? You'd add 4 times that rate. Do they want 4 30-second edits? You'd add 4 times that rate to build your package. Sometimes what we're doing is we're taking a 1-minute video and we're then cutting it down to a 30-second for YouTube and then a 15-second for social media ads. Happy to do that. You would just add all the edits you need onto the package. And then you would add additional add-ons that you might need. Do you need aerial footage? Or does the video need an additional voiceover for any of the other edits? Aerial footage is broken down hourly. Unless it's a huge location, huge geographic area, 1 hour of aerial footage can accomplish a lot. For example, when we film 18 holes of a golf course, we only do 2 hours of aerial footage, and that's plenty of time to cover everything. So there's no need typically to build out half days or full days of aerial footage. But once again, these are not all the capabilities we have. If you have a client that wants to do a 15-minute infomercial, we'd be happy to help them with that. If they need a 6-second edit, we're happy to help with that. So these are just some of the most common things that our clients want from us. If you've got a client requesting video production or animation or motion graphics work outside of what's here, please reach out to us. We're happy to help you build a custom quote for that as well. So I've glossed over a lot of information and we've gone through a lot very, very quickly, but just to quickly review and then we'll open up for questions. Lightswitch is there, once again, to provide you nationwide video production. We can also help in some European countries, but don't have the same coverage as the US. But really our goal is to be your true video production partner so you can rely on us as your video team. Because at the end of the day, if we don't make your clients happy, we don't make you happy, and then nobody's producing video with us. So we want to make them just as happy as you want to make them. Video should always be consultative and solution-based. It shouldn't typically be an add-on. There are the rare occasion where they say, I've got a TV ad, can you just cut it down for digital ad? We can do that kind of stuff, but typically video should be part of a larger ad buy and marketing solution for the client. It's very, very effective for SEO. It really helps people rank in the top of Google search results. It is effective. It gets people to take action and fill out contact forms. And then also people recall 95% of your message. It's actually the second best method of learning anything besides live presentation. The pre-production part of a video is always the most important part. We want to know that video is a need. We want to know where the video is going to be playing. And then we want to know the agreed of statement of work for the client so that they know how long somebody's coming out, how many videos are going to be produced for them at the end of the day. After the pre-production is done and we know exactly what we're doing, then we move on to the video shoot, we capture the footage, and then we send the edit to you at the end of the day. I do want to share this one case study because this is a great example of what can happen when video production is done right, meaning it's done as a part of a larger solution, not just an add-on. To give a little bit more context to this, this is a rural Wyoming health center, and they were having trouble bringing people in because they didn't know that they had expertise at that hospital that the public didn't know about. And so they approached this partner and they said, hey, we really need to get people that have excellent doctors. So what we did is we came in and we did a profile series of doctors. Every quarter we'd come in, we'd film more doctors' profiles, and they would push those ads out via the partner. And what happened is that the partner made money via the video production, of course, but more so than that, it opened up opportunities for the partner to sell more ads, to distribute the videos they produced. And the client was very, very happy because all of a sudden their customers know that they've got this expertise that they otherwise didn't have. So it was a win-win-win-win for us because we're producing video that we love, win for the partner because they're making video revenue and then ad revenue, and then win for the client because they're reaching their customers better than they ever were before. So once again, to general timeline, we need a week's notice to schedule. We'll get you the first drafts within 10 business days of that shoot date. We'll make revisions within 5 business days. And then if they have a little bit of an extra budget, we can put a rush fee on there that can speed everything up. That's all I've got for you guys. I know that's a lot of information very, very fast. And if you have questions, I hope you reach out. But I'm also happy to stick around now to answer any questions you guys might have.
All right. Thank you, Bryce. Definitely a lot of information, but very, very informative. I think you were very thorough with your presentation. So thank you with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a few questions lined up here. So one of our partners is asking, can this work for us in Canada?
That sort of depends where you are in Canada. I would say in the larger metro areas, we can help you out. And if you're far north or something like that, it might be troublesome. And basically what I would say is we need a little bit more notice than the 5 business days.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so are the prices shown wholesale or retail? I believe there are wholesale prices.
Yep.
That are shown. Next question is, can you edit existing client footage? So just basic video editing.
Yeah, we certainly can, and that's actually a common request. People might have a TV commercial that they're repurposing, or they shot something themselves but don't have the post bandwidth. We're happy to do that. We do have a product in Vendasta for a edit of provided material, but if you have something that's sort of outside the box, just reach out, and we're happy to help.
Perfect. Okay, so a client is asking where they can see a sample of the videographer's work, and how do we do this?
Yeah, we definitely can send that out once we know where the video shoot is going to take place. So once we've got a date in mind and a location, we can then send along some samples of that videographer's work.
Okay. There's another question. Can we have some samples for our website? So I believe they want sample videos that they can post in their website for them to resell.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have a website that you can all share, www.examplevideos.com, which is sort of a white labeled example site. If you're looking for something that's to post on your website, we don't have that created right now, but I think that's a good idea for us to put together.
All right, so let me just repeat the URL for that one is www.examplevideos.com. Is that what you said, Bryce?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. And it's white labeled. I see it right now. Yes. So this is definitely a page that you can show your clients, and it is all white labeled. Okay, so we don't have any more questions. Maybe we'll just stay on the line for a couple, maybe 5 more minutes. Just wait for more questions to come in, and then we can end the webinar.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, so there's a question. Is there a line item or quote document available on platform?
So there are, I guess, the add-ons list that you could add. We have a form that we use internally called a treatment form, which is like our basic intake form.
Okay. As far as I know, this is, let me just double check the product page. I believe that's
I think that's in there.
also in the product page. Let me just check here. Okay. So on the product page, there is under files a video intake form. Basic on-site video treatment form. Yes. So Bryce, do they just have to fill this out and send that over to you so you can create a quote?
Yeah, that would be a great starting point. You're always happy to email us. We're happy to receive those. But the treatment form, if you can fill that out, is the best way to start.
Perfect. Okay, and we'll wait for more questions right here. All right, so we have another question here. Are there storyboard options?
Yeah, we can provide storyboard services. The one thing I would say is for things like testimonials or a lot of basic ads, storyboard's not a necessary thing. More so, we're always on the pre-production call. We'll put together a shot list. Storyboard is really important when you've got a narrative structure. So if you've got actors delivering lines in sequence, then a storyboard is super important. For a lot of things, it's not as necessary as you might think.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, so what is the standard price again? Let me just go back to that slide. Show you the standard package. Okay. So for the standard package, it is $27.50 wholesale price. It includes half-day video shoot, so that's typically 4 hours. 1-member crew, 1 edit up to 30 seconds, professional voiceover, standard graphics package, and 2 rounds of revisions per video. I hope that answers the question. Okay, what attire do the crew wear?
Yeah,
this
this is a good question. So they know that they're being representative of a client. So they're not going to show up in a t-shirt and shorts or anything like that. They're not going to be in a suit or a tuxedo or anything, but they'll dress professionally for the show.
Sure. Okay, so they will dress up professionally for the job.
Yeah. They might have long hair and tattoos sometimes, though. They are creative, so.
Yeah. Another question is, will they have branded attire?
They will not have branded attire. And that's what to know too, kind of on these questions. They'll always be a representative of your brand, and they have signed strict contracts that they're not going to go out there and say, I'll do this for less or something like that. They know that they get a lot of work from us, and in order to keep doing that, they have to be really professional on site. So.
Perfect. They say tats are a plus. Okay. All right, maybe just 2 more minutes and then we'll wrap this up.
Sounds good.
Okay, Bryce, several of the example videos on the example video site are not loaded, so we might want to check that out.
Yeah, I'll get that fixed this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Mark.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, it seems as though we don't have any more questions for today. But again, if you have any more questions about Lightswitch, you can always use the Contact Us link on the product page, or you can also email marketplace@vendasta.com or get in touch with Bryce at, what's your email, Bryce? Bryce@lightswitchvideo.com. Okay, so Bryce, thank you so much. A lot of information, very, very useful. Thank you for joining us today. And to all our viewers, thank you for attending this week's Vendasta webinar. I'll catch you again next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for our next webinar. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.